My community health video is over the LGBTQ community and disparities that they face in our society, specifically LGBTQ plus youth. So, according to the National Institutes of Health, about 3.5% of Americans identify as either gay, lesbian, or bisexual, and 0.3% of the American population identifies as transgender. So it's a pretty well known fact that LGBTQ people are at much greater risk of depression, anxiety, suicidal tendencies. But one of the lesser known health disparities that they face is that LGBTQ youth have a much greater increased risk of STDs than heterosexual youth. The rates of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and HIV are twice as high in the LGBTQ youth communities as they are in the heterosexual youth communities. There was an article, it was a review of the literature on the National Institutes of Health website. I will link that in the comments because I got most of my information from that particular article. They identified in that one article multiple different reasons for this or possible factors that might be playing into this issue. The one that I noticed that really stuck out to me was the idea that there may be a lack of education on sexual health for LGBTQ youth as opposed to heterosexual youth. I know growing up in a kind of small Texas town, I can attest to that. I know a lot of our sexual education was focused on just don't do it. It was very much abstinence based, and it was very focused on if you don't have sex, you can't get pregnant. Well, for the LGBTQ youth, this isn't as much of a concern. So there was identified a lot of issues like not knowing how to properly use a condom or not knowing the risks of having multiple sexual partners. And I think that lack of education is something that really could be easily fixed. That would be a really good place to start is having programs where we teach these kids things like that. Like signs to look out for, where they can go if they think they've been exposed to an STD, how to prevent them in the first place, where they can get condoms, and just safe sex practices. I think that's it's a really big issue that really with some education and understanding could probably be helped quite a bit.